Hello and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club's first ever book awards. As an indie author myself, I know how daunting and how hard it can be just thinking about marketing and promoting your books, and I wholeheartedly support indie authors. A while back on Facebook I was told that indie authors aren't the real deal as we don't have a publisher behind us. To that I say, piffle times a million. We are just as much as the real deal as traditionally published authors. Plus, we have to learn how to format our hard work for different sales platforms, learn how to price it for different markets in various currencies, and then get out of our safe little writing space and promote the heck out of our hard work. I will support indie authors whilst there is breath in my body. Indie authors are most definitely the real deal. And now for the nominations and winner in each of the 9 categories. Best Book Cover, the nominees are Love Struggles, A Return to Self, author Romeo J. Ballayan. Empty Threat, author Danny Bell. Love, The Beat Goes On, author Lynda. And the winner of Best Book Cover is Love Struggles, A Return to Self by Romeo J. Ballayan. Congratulations, Romeo. Best in Fantasy, the nominees are Empty Threat by Danny Bell. Lana Black has the power to make herself fictional, but when she decides to start saving all the people in books and TV shows who died just for the sake of advancing the plot, she quickly learns that she's not the only one with her powers. All Alana wants to do is to save people, but these others don't want the stories to change and they'll do everything they can to stop her. If you had the power to change fate, to create a happy ending where there wasn't one before, would you do it if it meant risking your own? Scorpion, the Myriad series by author Cindy Stone. It is said that when 3 powerful forces collide, the heavens will be moved. The day began as any other for Avery, the disillusioned and beautiful daughter of one of New York's wealthiest and most powerful men, without even a hint that she was about to tumble into a bizarre and mysterious series of events which would forever change her destiny. Of Demonkind, author Wendy L. Anderson. Prince Leorn of Gior is what's left of an evil empire. King Kalorn was the epitome of evil, and together they led demon hordes reaping death and destruction. Kalorn is killed, leaving Lorn alone to wallow in the desolation of defeat. Years later, Lorn is accused of following in his father's footsteps and kidnapping Princess Liliara. Risking capture, imprisonment and death, Lorn attempts to learn who is using his name to start another war. And the winner of Best in Fantasy is Empty Threat by Danny Bell. Congratulations, Danny. Best in Contemporary Fiction, A Target in the Sun by author Lynda. A moving high-anxiety romance thriller takes place on a perilous journey throughout the explosive dark underworld of organised drug trafficking and the complex, destructive human perils of abuse, use and the carnage it leaves in its unstoppable wake. Caught up in the onslaught is the powerfully engaging nurture of 2 lovers, Carlos and Mia, discovering and reaching out in a world that could ultimately tear them apart. Fat Man Blues by author Richard Wall. Hobo John is an English blues enthusiast on a pilgrimage to present-day Mississippi. One night in Clarksdale, he meets a mysterious fat man who offers him the chance to see the real blues of the 1930s. Unable to refuse, Hobo John embarks on a journey throughout the afterlife in the company of Travelling Man, an old blues guitarist who shows him the sights, sounds and everyday life in the Mississippi Delta. Along the way, the Englishman discovers the harsh realities behind his romantic notion of the music he loves and the true price of the deal that he made. Dream Job by author Janet Garber. Join Melly, HR manager, on her desperate search for solutions to the messes bottling over in Axis Mundi Medical Centre. You will laugh, but is it funny to her? Why can't those buttock-groping doctors and their flaky staff just get along? As she tries to seize control and accidentally get a life, she runs into a little murder here, a cancer there, a mystery man, rivals that are not always human like Gladys, the first parrot woman gladiator. She won't quit until she has it all, the hunk, the macaw, her life work, and neither will you. Concentration Camps of Canada, author Baron de Schauer. Imagine a world where everyone lives in harmony, a world where square miles of farmland are given to settlers in exchange for them agreeing to move there, a world of freedom, laws and opportunity. That world is Canada then and now. But unknown to the world and its citizens, that same government waged a genocidal war against its indigenous peoples, never granting them ownership of land they freely gave to European settlers. a war that was fought in residential schools as they stripped indigenous peoples of their language, culture and pride. So successful was this method that Adolf Hitler used it as a model for his own concentration camps in Nazi Germany. This is the story of a young boy growing up in that world, determined to be a man in a system that only saw him as an Indian. And the winner of Best in Contemporary Fiction is Target in the Sun by Lynda Filler. Congratulations, Lynda. Best in Memoirs. Cover Me Boys, I'm Going In. Tales of the Tube from a Broadcast Brat. Author Keith Hirshland. Growing up in the shadow of one of Network's affiliate television's groundbreakers, Keith Hirshland was destined to follow in his father's footsteps. In this gripping new memoir, readers will follow Hirshland's stories as he witnesses the creation of sports networks and works alongside the legends of broadcasting. With a career that spans more than 30 years, Hirshland has seen it all, from the meteoric rise of Tiger Woods to the Kelly Tillman lynching controversy, and countless stories from the incredibly successful Skins Game golf franchise. His amazing stories provide a behind-the-scenes look into one of the most revered industries in the world. Dancing with Annie, author Chris O'Malley. The 23rd of January 2014 will always be a profound date to both Annie and me. At the time, I was working as a social work team manager in child protection and awaiting a knee replacement. That day, I had taken the morning off to see my consultant about surgery, and Annie came with me. Little did we know that this was going to be such a traumatic day. A few hours, I was making myself a cup of coffee in the kitchen. Annie went to sit outside and asked for coffee. As I was making her coffee, she called from outside saying, "I don't feel very well." I went to see her. Immediately, I could see that my Annie, who was sitting in a chair, was having a seizure. This was one of two that she had before the ambulance arrived. The wait for the ambulance was like an eternity as I sat on the patio, cradling Annie in my arms and begging her to hang on. An Evacuee's Experience by Ronald B. Harris. My dad gave me this manuscript for his evacuation story a good few months ago, and I know how important it is to him. He's worried that his story and all the surrounding drama and fear of World War II will be forgotten as the years go by. I don't think they will. The stories of the courageous men and women and the wonderful music of those years will live on in YouTube, on film, and of course in my dad's memories passed down to me and then you in this book. Here I am on a cold February evening in 2017 listening to Moonglow by Benny Goodman. I love this piece of music, and I mention this because my dad loves his big band music. Both my parents, now in their mid-80s, come from a generation that lived through World War II, a generation that experienced the Blitz, buzz bombs, rationing and the evacuation of thousands of children from London and the major cities. Children from all walks of life were evacuated from London in 1939 in the hope that they would avoid the inevitable outcome of a bomb dropping directly on their homes or in their street. Sitting here in my warm home with hot and cold running water, central heating, mobile phones, computers and all the trappings of modern life in the 21st century, it's hard to imagine how terrifying it must have been back then, with the threat of world war and to be separated from one's parents. A micro-preemie named Alex, author Najwa Hearn. In 1998, my special needs daughter Alexandra was born at 27 weeks gestation, weighing only 12 ounces, 349 grams, and measuring 8 inches in length. She remained hospitalised in a Level 3 neonatal intensive care unit, NICU, for 7.5 months. This is a journal of Alex's NICU journey and how her family survived those 7 months. It's a story of faith, hope, love, and most of all, God's miraculous intervention that made it possible for Alexandra to survive. It's a story of how God pulled us through those difficult times and gave us the strength to keep on going day after long day and night after night. It's a story that will give hope to other families in our situation. And the winner of Best in Memoirs is Cover Me Boys, I'm Going In. Tales of the Tube from a Broadcast Brat by Keith Hirshland. Congratulations, Keith. Best in Paranormal Romance. Forever and a Night. Author Lana Campbell. Nathan Davenport is being stalked by Isabella Ravini, the feral vampire who stole his human life over 160 years ago. She made him a fledgling, a slave for her dark, evil purposes, haunting humans. After a few years she released him, and Nathan reluctantly learned to accept the cursed life she'd foisted upon him. Over time he amassed a great fortune which today has made him famous worldwide. Isabella decides she wants to be part of this world of fame and fortune Nathan created for himself, and she's determined to marry him, and love has nothing to do with it. Breathless by author Christy Johnson. What if past lives, chosen ones, deja vu and supernatural powers were real? For this parallel universe they are, but the problem is they're kept secret. Nora Jacobs, a girl from planet Jezreel, falls in love with Riley Pemberton, a boy she met in a diner. But after she's heartbroken by him, she begins to have disturbing dreams of his death from past lives they couldn't possibly lived. As she digs deeper to find the truth about these nightmares and who she really is, she meets Devin Miller, a boy who is sinister but charismatic. To fill the void of losing Riley, Nora clings to Devin, allowing him to take her by surprise. But the more time she spends with him, the more she realizes that he's hiding something, resulting in the question of what? And the winner of Best in Paranormal Romance is Forever and a Night by Lana Campbell. Congratulations, Lana. Best in Psychological Dramas and Thrillers. Beyond Stone, author Christine Roney. Andy is a sculptor by day, street artist by night. She keeps her midnight adventures a secret, but that's not the only thing she's hiding. Reeling from grief and guilt, she starts to fall down the rabbit hole, and it's at that dark moment that 3 of her stolen sculptures come to life and try and save her, but will she let them? In this fast-paced, twisting, turning story, Andy walks the line between reality and fantasy, never sure which side she's on. Predator, Do You Know How to Fly by Gordon Kewen. A man who had nieces that looked to him for guidance and safety. A man who washed his fiancée's hair at night and made her mother cups of tea. A man who appeared as a child once to his fiancée while fishing. Yet, this very same man came home one night from murdering a woman whose wristwatch he had taken from her arm as she lay dying before him. And he took that home and slipped it on his girlfriend's arm, telling her he had gotten it whilst bartering. A man who could hang a naked woman out of her balcony 12 stories up and ask the woman if she knew how to fly. So we have to ask, just who is this man? And the answer is simply that he's a man who didn't exist for most of those who knew him. Dare to Remember, author Susanna Beard. Reeling from a brutal attack that leaves her badly injured and best friend dead, Lisa Fulbrook flees to the countryside to recuperate. With only vague memories of the event, she isolates herself from her friends and family, content to spend her days wandering the hills with her dog Riley. However, Lisa is soon plagued not only by vivid flashbacks, but questions too. How did their assailant know them? Why were they attacked? And what really happened that night? As she desperately tries to piece together the memories, Lisa realizes there's another truth still hidden to her, a truth she can't escape from, a truth that may have been right in front of her all along. And the winner of Best in Psychological Dramas and Thrillers is Beyond Stone by Christine Roney. Congratulations, Christine. Best in Science Fiction. Children of the Moon, Remember the Future by author Evadeen Brickwood. The first book in the Remember the Future time travel series, Catherine, Trevor and Crisis, students at the Pemberton Academy, find a time portal and go on the journey of their lives. 12,000 years ago, things must have been very different, right? They want to deliver a stunning quantum physics project never seen before and jump into a fantastic past world. However, instead of cavemen or a smoking volcano, they encounter an astonishing lost civilization, meet another time traveller and learn they might change the future for the better. But should they really explore this strange world? And who are these children of the moon? After a dangerous turn of events, the 3 time travellers wonder if their trip wasn't a big mistake after all. The Time Manipulator's Son by author Rohini Singh. Powerful aliens hide on an asteroid floating above the planet Chispa. Fearing for her child's life, a widow breaks the laws of her people and makes contact with the leader of the planet. Her actions kick off a long series of strange occurrences and unexpected discoveries that lead 3 boys to solve their parents' mysteries as they're caught in the midst of the royal family's fall from power. Daniel experiences bizarre episodes of time travel, whilst Anamar learns he was adopted and his real parents belong to a series of aliens with supernatural powers. With the reluctant help of their timid friend Bernardo, the boys dig deeper to find a truth hidden in their own lives. What they learn will change everything they thought they knew about themselves and each other. And the winner of Best in Science Fiction is Children of the Moon by Evadeen Brickwood. Congratulations, Evadeen. Best in Self-Help, Love Struggles, A Return to Self, author Romeo J. Ballayan. Have you ever experienced or do you currently experience unhealthy thoughts? Destructive thoughts that cause you to forget how wonderful and magnificent you are? Have these limiting thoughts been a result of insecurities or low self-esteem? Are you ready to experience the love and kindness you truly deserve? In this book, you'll learn the value in emotional self-management. You'll learn the importance of observing your train of thought and eliminating any baggage that doesn't belong to you. It Feels Good to Feel Good by author Cheryl Meyer. This book is for anyone with chronic pain looking for answers. It will give you a place to start. You don't have to resign yourself to a life of pain and pills. Young Mind, Young Body, author Susie Yang. Imagine yourself feeling, looking and being 10, maybe 15 years younger. You've been feeling tired and old for the longest time. How you wish you could wave a magic wand and have the robust health and youthful vitality to live the life you knew you should be living. Yes, you can. There is light at the end of the tunnel and the key is in your hands. And the winner of Best in Self-Help is It Feels Good to Feel Good by Cheryl Meyer. Congratulations, Cheryl. And lastly, Book Talk Radio Club Book of the Year. Scorpion, the Myriad series, author Cindy Stone. It is said that when three powerful forces collide, the heavens will be moved. The day began as any other for Avery, the disillusioned and beautiful daughter of one of New York's wealthiest and most powerful men, without even a hint that she was about to tumble into a bizarre and mysterious series of events which would forever change her destiny. Tired of New York City after a few weeks' visit and craving to return to the Wudang Mountain Monastery and his lifelong teacher, Monk Wao, martial arts expert Aidan Kane is thrust into a situation that will test his incredible skills to the utmost and his capacity for love. Using the dark power of a 10,000-year-old spell, Master Zeng will stop at nothing to claim possession of what he desires. First the sacred stones rumoured to have been forged from the orange-red dust of a long-past star. Then the girl whose soul he craves to possess, and finally, domination of the world's oldest secret society, which has now permeated so many world organisations. It Feels Good to Feel Good, author Cheryl Meyer. This book is for anyone with chronic pain looking for answers. It will give you a place to start. You don't have to resign yourself to a life of pain and pills. In this book, you'll learn what is causing your pain and how to eliminate it, how to find a practitioner that will help you gain back your health. Identify the toxins in your life, in your cosmetics, over-the-counter drugs, in your kitchen, in your body, and learn how to purge them. How to recognise a toxic relationship, make it work or walk away, and many more. Beyond Stone, author Christine Roney. Andy is a sculptor by day, street artist by night. She keeps her midnight adventures a secret, but that's not the only thing she's hiding. Reeling from guilt and grief, she starts to fall down the rabbit hole, and it's at that dark moment that three of her stone sculptors come alive to try and save her. But will she let them? Empty Threat by Danny Bell. Lana Black has the power to make herself fictional, but when she decides to start saving all the people in books and TV shows who die just for the sake of advancing the plot, she quickly learns that she's not the only one with her powers. All Lana wants to do is to save people. But these others don't want the stories to change, and they'll do everything they can to stop her. If you had the power to change fate, to create a happy ending where there wasn't one before, would you, if it meant risking your own? And the winner of Book Talk Radio Club's Book of the Year 2017 is Scorpion, the Myriad series by Cindy Stone. Congratulations, Cindy. So there we have it, Book Talk Radio Club's first ever awards. Congratulations to all of the winners and thank you for listening. Bye now.